What can I help you with on any of these? 20. Okay, so 5 raised to the x is equal to 100, right? Okay, I'm going to use Desmos. Cool. Desmos right there. Get rid of that. So I'm going to do y equals 5 raised to the x. Oops, raised to the x. And then I'm also going to do y equals 100. Now, why this might have been confusing is you're like, Stirrup, there's nothing else there. Well, y equals 100 is way up here, up at 100. So if I click on that, I should get 2.861. Pretty simple. Just easy error not to have. What else did you see that I could help you with? Yeah.
We get 18.
18.
Yeah, I got a really weird answer for 18.
Cool. It could happen. Okay. So let me do 18 two different ways. And you tell me that you pick the way that works best for you. Okay. So I have 8 raised to the 2x minus 2 and 4 raised to the x plus 1. If I modify this base, I have to realize 8's the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 raised to the third power, which means 2 raised to the third times 2x minus 2 is this first portion. 4 is the same thing as 2 times 2, which is 2 squared. So that means I'm going to have 2 squared times x plus 1. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you this way first, because sometimes this might help you a little bit. Being these bases are the same, I can just take the exponent and distribute on this one. So I'm going to get 6x minus 6, and then distribute on this one, equals 2x plus 2. Subtract 2x, so I get a 4x over here. Add that, I get 8 over here. So x is equal to 2 is our answer. Okay? But that is a really tough way to kind of go through this problem. So let's jump to Desmos and see if we can simplify it a little bit. And we're going to do y equals 8 raised to the, and then I have to put this in parentheses, 2x minus 2. And then I have y equals 4 raised to the parentheses x plus 1. Oops. All right, so let's go home. So we are saying that something is happening at 2. Now we agree these appear to be coming closer and closer to each other. Actually, let's spread them out a little bit so we can watch them come closer and closer as we go. This might take about 9 years to do. Hi, guys.
I got negative 2,431,588.624.
Say what? You got 2 million?
Negative 2.
You kidding me?
So I might have, that's what
I went a little too far there. There we go. So all you need is that 2. The answer is 2. At 2 comma 64, these do indeed cross each other. And it just becomes a matter of, the hard thing with doing this, if I zoom in on it, I think you can start convincing yourself if you zoom in enough. Maybe not. Here we go. If you start zooming on, like look at the top, and it's kind of hard to see. The purple is on the left side, the black's on the right. As I move it down, it flip-flops. So you're looking at where did it flip-flop, and it flip-flopped exactly there. And if you zoomed it in a whole bunch, and I know Desmos is going to handle zooming in that far, but it'll eventually come to be. So if I was doing that kind of problem, try and figure out by zooming in where you think it might be. And then with Desmos, if you tap on it, it'll have a go-to point. That go-to point is some sort of value that something's taking place. Where it's taking place, it's either a maximum, a minimum, where it's crossing the x-axis, where it's crossing the y-axis, or the intersection. In this case, it'd be the intersection. So 2 is our answer on that one. Excuse me. Is there any others that I can help you with? Yeah. 21. Okay. Number 21, I'm going to set the left side. I got 3.6 raised to the parentheses 2x. Oops, 2x. And then 47.2 is my other one. So if you have y equals a number, that just means it's going to be horizontal line up there. So if I took this back to home, it's not showing anything. But the 47.2 means way up at 47.2 something's taking place. So you can just kind of scroll on up until you find it. So 1.505 is your answer. Anything else I can help you with, friends? When do you guys want a quiz in here?
Not soon.
Not soon. What is not soon though? Like not today?
Not in
And
a
tomorrow
year.
and tomorrow wouldn't be an ideal thing either.
How about like next Friday?
Next Friday. Well, Fridays I can't do a quiz because that always has to be real life. How about let's do Wednesday because that's the shorter day. That way I'll adjust to make it shorter for you. Therefore, you could do it in the time on a Wednesday. Cool? Okay, now if I happen to forget on Wednesday that we have a quiz, don't say anything to me. Just kind of go with it. Yeah? Cool. Appreciate you guys. All right. We're good? No more questions? Everyone happy? Again, Desmos is becoming a good buddy and pal of ours. And I would like to go to algebra review number 3. You see, guys, does that still work in your packet? Does it? We still have that page in the packet? If you got in the book, it's great. Does your packet have algebra review 3? Okay, cool. I wouldn't know how many things I copied. All right. So let's take a look at the very top. We have okay, so we have f at x and we have g at x. F at x and g at x are basically called something called functional notation. It's a fancy way of writing y. That's really all it comes down to, but it's called functional notation. F at x and g at x show us that we have 2 separate equations that they're equal to. And then we want to find f at 3 and f at c minus d and f at x minus g at x and f at x plus h minus g at x all over h. Okay? So I want to give you just number 4 that we're going to go over. They want us to do this. Okay, this is what they want us to do. And being that they have g that they're using, this is the equation we want to build upon. Okay? All right. Leave yourself a little room. You don't have to write this down. I'll give you time to write it down in a second. Okay. The very first thing that this is going to do is I'm going to replace x in my equation with x plus h. So I'm going to plug in x plus h right there. Okay, so I'm going to get 4x plus h plus 7, and that took care of that first part. Okay, do you see where I just did a substitution of this? Next, I'm just going to take the whole equation, but I'm going to subtract it. So I'm going to go minus, and I'll put this in parentheses, and we'll distribute in a moment. And then it just has this value h down here, which is this. Okay, so let me pause there. It's not quite done. Does everyone see where things came from?
I'm a little bit confused about the 4 at the beginning of the blue because when you replace the
I'm replacing just the x, just the variable, with x plus h. Everything else stays the same. So it's 4 parentheses. This is where x used to live. Now x plus h lives there. And then everything else comes along for the ride. We good so far? Okay. Clean it up a little bit. Distribute here. That's going to give me 4x plus 4h plus 7. Distribute the negative here and here. And let me stop there. You see what I did? I'm just cleaning things up. I'm just using distributive property twice. I distributed a 4 over the x plus h. I distributed a negative over the 4x plus 7. All right. Like terms. Positive 4x and negative 4x would be positive 4x minus 4x. Cancel. Positive 7, negative 7. Cancel. I wind up with 4h over h. H's on top and bottom. What happened to the h's? Anybody? They cancel. So my answer becomes 4. Done. Friends, you just did calculus. That's the definition of a derivative. What does that mean? Just take it as it is for now. That's it. So basically, the first derivative of 4x plus 7 is just 4. But if you go through and you use the whole derivative thing where you plug x plus h in, then you subtract your original function, and you divide everything by h, has to deal with starting derivatives. Okay? Don't let it panic you. But, and don't worry, we have bits of calculus that we will have in this class because it's called business calculus. But don't let it scare you. Okay. I would like for you, can I move off the screen? I would like for you to try number 9 on that page. And just so you know, the only equation you're going to use is this equation. See if you can figure it out. And if it's starting to curve your brain a little bit, going, wait a minute, that's okay. We'll get you through it. tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah.
I'll think about one of the real life things I'll do for you tomorrow. If you're struggling a little bit on it. That's my first move. Hey. Yeah.
Where does 2x squared go?
You're on number 9, right? Where are you getting 2x?
I was taking away f of x from the first one on the second.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, we're not even doing the g at x. G at x that way is a little nasty. All right, ready? Let's see if we can figure this out. Distribute here. Move down. Ah, come on. Move down and be kind.
But if you had g of x, it'd start with 2x.
Yeah, it gets a little messy. But it could be done. Cancel. Cancel. 3h over h. Cancel h's. Did you guys get 3?
Yep.
There you go. What time we out here?
22.
Okay, we got plenty of time. All right. Let's see. Where do I want to go with this? Okay. Flip over to the backside, and let's take a look at number 18 on the backside, please. Okay. They want us to factor out, they want us to start factoring this particular thing. So just take a look at the equation. What does it appear right off the bat that we have in common between, here, let me highlight the two different regions. I have this region and I have this region. What does it appear I have in common between the two? Two x plus 3. That's part of it. I like it. So let's just start listing some of the things that we know. So I need to make note that I have this to an exponent, this to an exponent. So this basically, let's break this down kindly. 6 breaks down to 2 times 3. Agree? X to the 4th is 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many of these 2x plus 3's do I have? Plus, let's change color. All right, 15 breaks down to 3 times 5, and then x, x, x. How many of these 2x plus 3's do I have? 3. And squeeze one more. All right, now let's highlight what we know. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. Is there anything else I have in common between them?
3 x's and 3.
I have a 3. And how many x's? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So I have a 3. xxx, which is 3x to the second, times 2x plus 3, I have 2 of them, squared, parentheses, I have a 2 and an x left on the first thing, a plus sign right there, and I have a 5 and a 2x plus 3 here, and it's factored. Now, it's not pretty. I didn't say it was pretty. It's just factored. So that whole pink is the whole answer. Yowzers. Okay. So let's just have you guys have the opportunity to do this. We'll mark this off tomorrow. So Algebra Review 3. Let's have us do deal. Good.